their of jobs of their project teams and to see who are the best of them. I'm happy to say that in the participants today, we see the representatives from the universities of China, Philippines, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, and Russia. The authors and initiators of the event are the Industrial University of Tumen and Boiling Point Tumen. And the co-organizers of the event are the other participants from the universities that we will see today. With great pleasure, I give the floor to tell the word in the beginning to Professor and Doctor of Technical Sciences, Oleg Danilov, who is the head of the Smart City track and head of the Department of the Industrial University of Tumen.
Спасибо большое, дорогие друзья. Добрый день. Он действительно для нас очень добрый, потому что, несмотря ни на что, мы снова дружно собрались в гостеприимной площадке «Точки кипения Тюмень» в коллективном пространстве для очень приятных интернациональных коммуникаций. Приятных и, наверное, волнительных, потому что это соревнование за звание называться лучшей университетской стартаповской командой. Мы готовились к этой встрече, проводили митапы, онлайн-митапы, обсуждали правила игры, обсуждали дату проведения мероприятия. Искренне жаль, что наши друзья из команд университетов Финляндии, Болгарии, Италии, Эстонии, Латвии, Боснии и Герцеговины сегодня временно не с нами. Зато к списку стран-участников прошлого года добавились команды из Филиппин, Армении и Киргизии. Трансформации, которые проходят в университетах наших стран, имеют мировой тренд на развитие технологического и социального предпринимательства. Университетам сегодня приписывается роль главных в разработке технологий, в создании различных продуктов и сервисов для власти, населения и бизнеса. И главные действующие лица, конечно, здесь – это студенты. Я хочу пожелать всем доброго, бодрого, оптимистичного настроения. Поменьше волнуйтесь, побольше уверенности, и пусть победит сильнейший, а проигравших точно не будет.
Dear participants and dear guests, I'm happy to welcome you here at our international competition. And it's a good tradition, as we have told before, to meet here and to define who is the best. But let me point out that anyway, that's a competition, and we'll definitely have the winners here, the authors of the best startup projects. And I wanted to say that we prepared for that. We discussed the rules for it, and we did a pretty big chunk of job here. But it's sad to say that we don't have here the participants from the universities from Finland, Bulgaria, and other European countries. They are, for this moment, not with us. But it's good to say that we have a lot of other countries that participate here in our competition. For example, China, Philippines, and the others. I would like to point out also that the transformation of technological startup movement is a trend in today's world, and that the universities play the key role in this trend and in its building and development. And of course, if you talk about the universities and the trend for technological startup movement transformation, we have to talk about students who are the main engines in this process. And of course, that there will be students who will see today and who will compete with each other, and we'll have winners, but we will not have losers today. And I would like to wish good luck to all the participants and self-confidence, and I wish to all of us to have a real great event. So good luck to everybody. So let us start our event. And before the event, I would like to present you the members of the jury that are here. Today we have three co-chairmen of the jury. The first is Andrei Sidorov. He is the director of regional IT center of VTB Bank. The second is Artur Usmanov, who is the director of the Center of the Information Technologies of Tumen region. And finally, Leonid Akulenko, who is the director of the Informatization Committee of the city of Tumen. The other jury members are Merlinda Palencia, Doctor of Technical Sciences from Philippines, Mendalieva Shinar Orzalievna from Caspian University of Technologies and Engineering, named after Yesenov from Kazakhstan, Then Wan Yanxiu, Vice Dean of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, Electronics, and Car Construction of Beijing University of Construction and Architecture from China. Then there is Shen Tao, Dean of the School of Geomatics and City Spatial Informatics from Beijing University of Construction and Architecture, China. Yes, and taking into consideration the timing of the event, the experts choose 12 participants from all the projects that we have today, from all the startups that we have, and decided that the following order of presentation would be set for today's competition. I will name the names of the leaders of the teams and the order in which they will present their works. First is Roman Chalkov, the second is Xiunyu Zheng, the third is Dragosh Artur, the fourth is Kirill Monakov and Artem Osipenko, the next is Daniil Raska, then Mark Tristan, then Asanoli Amanjan, then Roman Tostashev, then Abdusamatov Azam, then Wang Xiao, then Victoria Velizhanina, then Artak Petrosyan and Karlen Nazartan, and finally Nikita Galaktionov and Aziz Asmonov. So dear jury members and colleagues, do you have a wish to say a couple of words before the start of the event? Есть ли желание у членов жюри сказать несколько слов перед началом мероприятия?
Dear friends, I'm glad to see you on our annual events fighting of university startups. I'm sure today we'll see very many interesting projects, solve many different tasks, and help people and entrepreneurs make their lives and business better. I hope projects which we will see today make economics, culture, and life in our countries more comfortable, more rich, and happy. Every year before this event, I saw members who shine when they speak about their project. People who came here like audience now come to us with their own projects in different ways. I hope this event is a very good start point to check participants' ideas and real situation and give them understanding what they need to do next. Good luck, our members. Thank you for your attention.
Yes, thank you very much. Любовь, подскажи, пожалуйста, есть ли желающие из тех, кто там находится, сказать приветственные слова? Я сейчас скажу по-английски. Dear jury members from the international community that are here in Zoom, do you have a wish or desire to say a couple of words before the start of the competition? If so, then please write so in the chat, and we'll give you the word. Then we will have an opportunity to say a couple of words during or after the event. So let me tell you the rules of today's competition. You have the time to speak and to demonstrate your MVP, and the time is 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes for presentation of your MVP. Then questions and answers session is 5 minutes. So totally 12 minutes for presentation and for questions and answers. Right. And of course, we are waiting for the questions not only from the jury members, but also from the other participants and from the other participants from the audience, including online participants. And the jury members are put their marks in the Google table after each presentation. So I would like to wish you a good mood today, and of course the activity to our audience. And yes, you can clap. Yes. And I would like to invite to present the first team, the team of Roman Chalkov, Russia.
Good afternoon. Is it on? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to see you all at such a wonderful event today. My name is Yana Podolyan, and today I'm presenting the RED project. I have to say sorry for my team leader, Roman. He's absent today, so I'm presenting after him. In modern world, a large number of business areas use phone calls to interact with their customers. For most of them, it is very important to extract and process the most useful information. Manual analysis of phone calls may take too much labor cost and is often defined as ineffective. We suggest turning the process of speech analytics into automated one with Rage. People come to us with different requests. The most common are search for points of growth, like missed applications, lost customers, work optimization, customers, pain points, and targeted solutions for them, errors in business processes, problematic dialogues. We need to search the reason of rudeness and discontent. Analysis of operators' work, employee discipline. They often miss the special offer reminders and important points.
Я прошу прощения, мне очень плохо слышно вас, хотя предыдущих ораторов было хорошо слышно. Плохо слышно.
Раз. Protection from information leaks and non-core load reduction. This is how Rage works. The audio file sources may be different. For example, phone calls from cloud telephony systems and may I continue? All right. Or the records may be taken from voice recorders or any other device. After the import, recorded audio is being parsed, and as a result, we get a recognized text with highlighted keywords. The keyword search in recognized text allows us to visualize searched text from the found in the text. Rage recognizes words in different cases, counts, genders, and declensions. For example, we have a word cottage, and this is an example of different cases. It can also recognize synonyms by using built-in dictionary. Our database contains in total over 14 million of synonyms in oral, and it can recognize up to 982 synonyms of expressing agreement. We also suggest finding and correcting the obscene expressions and slang words in the recognized text. During project implementation, an extensive stack of technologies is used. System architecture is based on microservices. Their integration are shown on the slide. Each arrow shows the data flows between system units. The chosen approach is built to create the fault-tolerant operation of the system and its scalability. Rage was originally tested on the real estate company ETG, so let's see their experience with our system. This is how the recognized text looks in the call center system. During the integration with Rage, the company recognized 362,000 of minutes, additionally made 21,000 of applications, 280 of which ended with success and in total brought the company to 22 million rubles of profit. The projected payback period for the product was 8 months. The chart shows the financial flow for 15 months. Rage provides the ability to use not only the web interface, but also the integration with API. All methods are described in detailed documentation with examples of requests and responses. This provides convenient integration with any CRM system. The project will develop rapidly. In near future, we plan to process new languages, real-time analyze, and recognize the emotional background and enter in the phone calls. The project services are stored according to the package system. Their cost varies depending on the number of minutes inside the package. And the team. The team of 3 worked on the project. Roman Chalkov, he is the team leader and main software developer. Khudiev Maxim, the second software developer, and me as an analyst. For all your questions, please contact Roman via his Telegram account, and thank you for your attention.
Yes, thank you. Dear jury members, do you have any questions to ask Elena? If yes, then I will give you the microphone and we'll translate it into English if needed.
Как проводили расчет профита?
Did I answer in English? Okay. We counted the overall numbers of incoming calls and look at the statistics of them, which one were successful, which were not, and counted the money taken from them.
Which departments in your organization use this system?
The sales department is the main user of this system because they're the main points between the customer and the company.
In the title of this your presentation, point HR service. Your department HR service used this?
Of course. For example, if the HR has the call from a new employee, they also can use our system to recognize the main points of new application from this new employee.
They found a new employee in the result of analytics result, yes?
That's true.
Okay, thank you very much. And we transfer to the next participant. Next participant is Xinyu Zheng with the topic of Digital Twin Scout 3D Visualization Data Processing System. Yes? Please, Xinyu, we are waiting for your presentation.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is a digital twin Scout? Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you please speak louder?
I'm sorry. Is a digital twin Scout? Yes.
Yeah, that's about Digital Twin Scout. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. We are ready to listen to you.
Excuse me, I can't share my screen.
你们是开不了共享吗？
是的，我这边没有办法开共享。
Could you please help open the access to? They cannot share their screen of the PowerPoint.
Okay.
It works now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. The project we brought right now is Azure technology. At present, the situation of COVID-19 is very serious, and we have entered a new period of normalization of COVID-19 provision and control. President Xi has proposed adhere to the principle of people first and life first. Lu Dongfu, the chairman and secretary of leading party group of the State Railway Group, pointed out that we should do a good job in epidemic prevention, control, disinfection, and sterilization. As a confirmed cause arrived in Zhengzhou by high-speed rail, Zhengzhou Viman locked down for 7 days, which has great impact on the urban impact development and people's happy life. At present, the number of email in the country exceeded 1,500, and each email needs to be completely disinfection and sterilization every day. At present, manual disinfection and sterilization is used. According to the data in the figure, the cost of disinfection and sterilization is for the real recent epidemic prevention and control has increased from 200 million yuan before the epidemic to the 1 billion yuan in 2020. By 2022, the expected disinfection cost has reached 2.5 billion yuan, which has imposed a huge burden on the financial pressure. At present, there are three major points. The the internal space of the high-speed train is closed, which is very easy to cause the spread of various aerosol in the new hall. And it's very easy to infect the disinfection and sterilization personnel. At the same time, there are many hidden spaces in the train, and it's difficult to manual disinfection and sterilization in many dead areas. The project has developed the first generation prototype based on the investigation of the actual application scenarios of the Beijing Hong Kong Metro in the early stage. And on this base, it has entered the Beijing Metro for one-stage visit and study and control to improve to the second generation prototype. After the in-depth cooperation and verification of the Beijing Hong Kong Metro, it has effectively solved the problem that there is a dead corner in artificial disinfection and sterilization, and the standard of the artificial disinfection is not high. The project has completely intelligent property rights. The team member applied for 4 patents for the first inventor and published 4 papers by the first author, laying a good technical barriers. Therefore, through technical innovation, we have brought a solution for the real-time detection and intelligent disinfection and sterilization of the COVID-19 in the real train. Realized the 360-degree comprehensive disinfection and sterilization without dead corner, and integrated the real-time early warning system of the COVID-19 epidemic. In view of the shortcoming that manual disinfection has that corner, we have developed an innovation mechanical structure to realize 360-degree intelligent disinfection without dead corners. At the same time, we have developed an adaptive schedule advantage algorithm based on the layer to realize the free passage in the narrow space on the train. At the same time, we have used an innovation in in-depth learning path algorithm to search the optimal path, realize rapid 3D modeling, and select the optimal path for disinfection and sterilization. At the same time, COVID-19 virus aerosol PCR real-time detection technology is used to feed back the data in real time, so as to ensure the information is fed back to the technicals at the first time to carry out the later follow adjustment work. Compared to the traditional manual disinfection and sterilization, we have greatly shortened the disinfect time and achieved almost 100% full coverage in terms of the innocence and coverage. On this base, we have independent developed real-time path optimization and data feedback function, and carry out real-time detection to layer sort prediction. The 3 months in-depth cooperation to the project of Beijing-Shanghai high-speed railway, the safety demonstration line of the state rail group has been highly recognized by the Jinan Group company. The team have an outstanding years. Bureau to provide us with guidance.
Okay, so you have 1 minute to finish because we have a timetable of 7 minutes per presentation. You can finish your last slide and then we go to the jury question. Okay.
Okay. The business model of our project is a system model based on the circle of intelligent robots supplied by the provision of system operation. The values in the next 3 years will reach more than 100 billion yuan.
Okay, is it right?
Okay, thank you. My teammates will answer the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Does jury have any questions for this presentation? Есть какие-то вопросы у жюри по поводу презентации?
what kind of detection you used in your equipment for check COVID-19 virus?
I didn't catch your question. Can you speak again?
What kind of detectors did you use to detect COVID-19 in your research? Did you hear the question? Did you hear the question about the detectors?
I'm sorry. We use the PCR direction technology in the Beijing Winter Olympic Games, and we use the PCR technology games in the winter.
PCR technology? What kind of technology? Do you have a slide with this, with the description of these detectors? And what is PCR technology?
The PCR detection technology is to detect the COVID-19.
Okay, so that's like a stick, right? That's using sticks, right?
学长，你展示一下 PPT。
So these are PCR tests using sticks. That's what you mean, right? Ah,
主要就是问一下 PCR 是什么，然后他问是不是一种棍子，就是用的是什么的探测器。
PCR is a molecular detection technology.
Okay, thank you very much. Do other jury members have questions? Maybe online jury members? Okay, thank you very much for your presentation, and we continue our contest. The next is Dragosh Artur. You have 7 minutes to present your MVP, right? Please be in the frames of our timetable. And good luck.
Hello everyone. Today we introduce Hello everyone. Today we introduce a restaurant reservation app called KitKaf. The main feature is selection of restaurants, tables in these restaurants, and dishes.
Our potential customers are directors of restaurants and people who book places in these restaurants. The application solves a lot of problems that people have. The central problem is a long search for a free table in an interesting place and the location of reserved place. The main task for this year is to capture market in the city of Tyumen, connect 1,100 restaurants with population 800,000 people. This slide presents potential audience for whom the service is created.
The main feature of our application is ordering meals, payment in the application, rating and review system. We also have a 3D map of available tables. We also have reminders for our user not to miss a booked slot. And also we have a really handy restaurant search with filters.
benefits of using for customers, saving time, a clear understanding of the atmosphere restaurant, and location of the reserved table. For business owner, turnover of tables increases, distribution of seats is optimized, convenient service booking tables.
Our app is unique, but we have some competitors. They are Sberfood and Aristoplace. When launching into Maine, we predict the following profits: 70 million per month and 840 million per year. We would like to introduce our MVP, but due to technical issues, we can't do this on screen. So we have a screenshot on these slides. Last one, please. Предыдущий. Нельзя. On this screen, you can choose any restaurants you want. There you have a detailed view of the restaurants with a bunch of preferences or details about this restaurant. And when you choose your favorite restaurants, you can go to reservation. You can choose date, time, duration, and there you have a 3D map. So you can choose a table. It's an MVP version. We would love to make it more fancy and with buttons on this map. And also you have your costs of the order. And the next screen would be payments, but we didn't introduce it in this presentation. The application gets information from the database, and user interacts with the data using interface of the mobile application.
The promotion will be carried out through the cooperation with restaurants, social networks, as well as various exhibitions and mailings. Monetization channels. It is planned to profit from the application in the form of a commission for booking tables in restaurants, as well as by placing ads in the application about promotions and promo codes of restaurants. This slide shows the team working on this project. Thank you for your attention. We will be glad to answer your questions.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Do any of the jury members here or online have any questions for the team?
How do you plan working with the organization who get service to people because they need to change their business process? But I don't see in your presentation this moment.
We have we will start from one business model from the one restaurant. We will try to connect our application to them. We also have not only application for the client, we also have the second application for the administrator, and we will connect these apps to their services. ICO, it's called ICO through public API, not public, but ICO has an API, and our application will use it.
How many systems in restaurants exist which they use to booking tables? Do you integrate with these systems?
Yes, how I said, we would love to integrate with ICO, but also there are some restaurants who don't have any electronic systems. For example, they have a note, like literally a note from paper, and they write, they plan booking in their paper notes. So it's not really convenient. It's increased chance of mistakes, overlaps. So for them, it would be a really good product.
Алена, скажите в продолжении вопроса Андрея Юрьевича. Ваши амбиции, могли бы вы предложить свой продукт нашим азербайджанским, армянским коллегам, может быть, китайским, филиппинским, которые вас сейчас слушают?
Yes, it's only the first steps, launching in Tumen. After Tumen, we will go to other regions of Russia, and after that, we would love to go to a worldwide business. But it would be a greater competitors there, so we need to try our MVP on the local businesses first. So I think we will have some issues, but we will fix them and we will get better.
Okay, thank you very much. Do other jury members online or offline have any questions? Прошу администратора посмотреть, может быть, в чате какие-то вопросы появились. Или заявки на то, чтобы сказать, кто руку поднял, может быть, онлайн. У офлайн жюри есть вопросы какие-то, может быть? Ну, если нет вопросов, тогда мы продолжаем. Thank you very much for your presentation. Okay, so we continue our event, and the next presenters are Kirill Manankov and Artyom Osipenko. Please welcome them. Yes, I remind you, you have 7 minutes to present your MVP project. The jury may prepare their questions during the presentation also. Также жюри могут готовить вопросы во время презентации, если они есть. Если они будут на русском, я с удовольствием переведу их на английском для наших международных слушателей онлайн по Zoom.
Hello, my name is Kirill, and we present a parking monitoring project. With the growth of motorization, the problem of traffic jams and lack of parking is becoming more actual. They greatly worsens the standard of living.
The Urban Environment Quality Index is a tool for making recommendations to improve the lives of citizens. The results are used in the implementation of the President Decree. The index is formed on the basis in assessment of 6 types of under space in accordance with 6 criteria of the quality of the urban environment.
Human, as a part of the advanced cities, introduce a single parking space management system, which includes paid parking, map, and mobile application.
On this slide, you can see our target audience.
Our products is an integrated service. Our API will allow to quickly implement a monitoring system in the customer service.
Earn-Value lies in the autonomy of the video module, the distributed computer network, and the use of an innovative neural network.
Image processing takes place in a video module. Then information about the load is transmitted to our server. Using our API, our partners can get information for their services. Our service functionality, it is counting occupied seats, number recognition, detection of parking violations, and API commands. The use of standalone video modules give us a number of advantages: relatively low cost, autonomy from urban networks, fast scalability, and easy integration. At the moment, we have assembled a prototype of an autonomous video module. It is autonomic from the network and performs the recognition of free parking spaces by itself.
In the future, we plan to implement the service and human parkings. At the stage, we have created our website for API testing. By scanning this QR code, you can open your test site.
Потом вернемся. All existing analogies are independent of the infrastructure. Most of them cannot be integrated in existing system. We use a SaaS monetization model. This means that we install the equipment at our own expense and then takes a monthly payment. We have assessed the market's volume in Tumen and 4 other interested cities. 76,000 video modules are needed to fully cover parking in these cities. The transfer to real money, it is 21 million in net profit. The payback period of our project is 9 months with a margin of 19%. Now we have assembled a prototype. In a month, we plan to connect 5 test parking lots. In another month, to formalize the company. By month, by 24 years, we want to conclude a contract with Tumen to install 200 cameras in Tumen. It is our team. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. And do we have questions from jury here or online? And for online jury, I want to tell you that you can write your questions down in the Zoom chat, and I will read them and will ask participants your questions. Есть ли какие-то вопросы у жюри?
Скажите, я лечу из Пекина через Москву в город Тюмень. У меня здесь есть автомобиль, которым я могу пользоваться. Могу я воспользоваться вашим сервисом для того, чтобы определить, на какую стоянку в удобном для меня месте я поставлю автомобиль?
Да, вы можете.
So the question was, I fly from Beijing to Moscow, and I stop at Tyumen, and I would like to define, do I have the parking space here in Tyumen to park my car, which I own?
Да, вы можете это сделать. Вы можете выбрать зону, где вы хотите, куда вы направляетесь, и поблизости вам покажутся подходящие парковки со свободными местами.
Yes, definitely you can do that. You can choose the location and your destination point, and you at the application you'll be shown the possible free parking spaces.
Можно еще добавлю? В будущем вы сможете сделать это в любых других картах, если они подключатся к нашему сервису.
And in the future you'll be able to do that at any other maps if they will be compatible with our service.
Усложним ситуацию. Я не понимаю по-русски, да, я знаю английский. У вас есть мобильное приложение с англоязычной версией, которым я воспользуюсь?
And if the situation is that I don't speak Russian, I only speak English, do you have an English-speaking application which I can use for this purpose?
Пока что нет, но в будущем обязательно его добавим на втором этапе нашего прототипа проекта.
So far, no, but in the future, we'll definitely add that at the second part of our prototype development.
Как вы рассматриваете эффективность работы своей системы в плохих погодных условиях? У нас полгода зима.
Мы планируем набрать датасет именно с зимними кадрами и потом дообучить сеть, чтобы она была способна именно работать в это время года. То есть решается путем дообучения.
The question is, we have a winter most of the year, and how do your application, how does your application work in this condition? And the answer was that we are going to teach the application to work in this condition, and that's in our plans for the future.
У нас есть методология установки камер, которая позволяет распознавать номера, если это в принципе возможно. То есть если они будут грязные, это не реализуем.
And what about the bad weather condition in which the number plates on the cars wouldn't be recognizable? And the answer was that if there is an opportunity to recognize them, we have special equipment, special software to recognize it. It's impossible only in the case if the number plates are totally dirty and you cannot see the numbers on it.
Артем, Кирилл, ну вы распознаете все-таки номера, решаете две задачи, определяете места свободные на парковке и распознаете номера?
So do you tackle two tasks? You define the amount of free parking spaces, or you also recognize the number plates on the cars?
На данный момент мы только считаем свободные места, но в будущем мы планируем добавить функционал с распознаванием номеров, и это будет дополнительная функция, которая будет подключаться в видеомодуль отдельно, если это необходимо.
So far we only tackle the task of defining the amount of free parking spaces in certain area, but in the future we're going to add the module which will enable our product to recognize the number of plates. That's going to be in the future. Could you have other questions? Maybe online questions? You can type them into the Zoom chat. Okay, well then thank you very much. And we have the next presenter, which is Mark Tristan. That's our online participant. Mark, please. Mark, hello, please. We are waiting for your presentation. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. We are Eureko, a group of chemical engineering students from Adamson University, Philippines. On behalf of our team, we present to you MAP, MOF-HAP nanocomposites. Did you know that there are toxic forever chemicals that may be contaminating our water resources? Persistent organic pollutants, or POPs, are persistent in the environment and able to last for several years before breaking down. If tested for, POPs almost always will be found in tissue or environmental samples from almost every region of the world.
There are intentionally and unintentionally produced POPs. Some POPs are pesticides. Others are industrial products or unintended byproducts resulting from industrial processes or combustions.
POPs can enter marine and freshwater ecosystems by effluent discharge, air deposition, runoff, and other methods.
Our target market will be wastewater treatment facilities. There are 12 key POPs, which are also called as the dirty dozen, and 8 from the dry dirty dozen is included in the secondary parameter organic in Dow 2016-08. In most countries, POPs are found in the environment through effluent releases in the waters. PCBs are most common POPs in Brazil, followed by DDT, dreens, and pesticides. Similarly, PCB waste accounts for approximately 6,879 tons of POPs in the Philippines. Heptachlor and PCB, which are included in the dirty dozen and the parameters in Dow 2016-08, are the most common and abundant contaminants untreated, primarily treated, and secondarily treated wastewater. The removal percentage of the whole treatment ranges from 65 to 91% per POP species.
Why does this become a problem? POPs pose a particular hazard because of 4 characteristics. They are toxic, they are persistent, wherein once they enter the human body, they remain during the person's lifetime, resisting normal processes that break down contaminants. They accumulate in the body fat of people, marine mammals, and other animals, and are passed from mother to fetus. Based on findings, a tolerable daily intake for humans of 20 nanograms per kilogram body weight per day has been established for a commercial PCB mixture with relatively high chlorine content, and they can travel great distances on wind and water currents.
Studies link POP's exposure to declines, diseases, or abnormalities in a normal of wildlife species, including certain kinds of fish, birds, and mammals. In people, reproductive, developmental, behavioral, neurological, endocrine, and immunologic adverse health effects have been linked to POPs. To name a few, people have a tolerable limit of 100 milligram per liter for heptachlor before developing cancer or birth defects, and 2001 milligram per liter for DDT before developing pancreatic cancer.
POPs work their way through the food chain by accumulating in the body fat of living organisms and becoming more concentrated as they move from one creature to another. This means that even smaller releases of POPs can have significant impacts.
With that in mind, we present to you our product, MAP, which offers an eco-friendly and sustainable solution to wastewater treatment. MAP aims to provide solutions for the secondary parameters organic under the Philippines Dow 2016-08, or what is also called the Water Quality Guidelines and General Effluent Standards of 2016.
Before we continue, Abby, why would someone want to buy our product? Why would people invest on it?
First, let's imagine a sponge. Our product is like a nano sponge that can absorb more energy irradiated by the sun. Better absorption can be translated to having more fuel for the process, and with more fuel readily available, the process becomes more efficient.
As seen on the figure on the right, photocatalysts have a major role in the degradation of organic pollutants. The light energy irradiated from the sun comes in contact with MAP, which causes the destruction of the pollutants like organic compounds such as fungus, odors, and even COVID-19. The use of nanomaterials like MAP in this kind of process has attracted a significant attention due to their enhanced efficiencies during the POP's degradation process.
Our product is inspired by the metal organic frameworks and hydroxyapatite. These two similarly are excellent good sponges individually with a lot of published papers when it comes to effectively eliminating pollution. Moreover, our team believes that combining them will result to a more efficient process, which will be more economic.
With that said, what is MAP's edge? Our product introduces a brand new way of integrating these two, creating a more effective photocatalyst in treating wastewaters, especially those under the organic parameters under Dow 2016-08.
These figures shows a graphical concept of water scarcity resulting in a more than linear growing demand, and a similarly more than a linear reducing availability of clean water. It is intuitive that growing demand and shrinking availability will ultimately cross each other, locally earlier than globally. With increasing population growth, economic development, and changing consumption patterns, follows an increase in water demand.
Water pollution is expected to intensify over the next few decades. At present, 80% of industrial and municipal wastewaters are released untreated. 90% of sewage in developing countries is discharged into the water untreated. Every year, 730 million tons of sewage and other effluents are discharged into the water. Industry discharges 300 to 400 megatons of waste into the water every year. Exposure to pollutants will increase dramatically, driven by higher population, economic growth, and the lack of wastewater treatment in low-income and lower middle-income countries like the Philippines.
The demand for water will increase by 2050, but the availability of water will be reduced. Water resources will be reduced and pollution will further reduce the amount of clean fresh water. With MAP, we secure availability of clean water for us, the environment, and the future generations.
Again, this has been your code, drenched with passion in innovating a sustainable solution. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. Again, we are waiting for questions from the jury here or online.
Будьте добры, подскажите, как сочетается филиппинское руководство по качеству воды с другими международными нормами? И возможно ли применить ваш композитный материал для России?
Please tell us how are the compatible the Philippine documents on the quality of water and world standards. Are they the same or do they differ? That's the first question. And the second question is, do you think will it be possible to implement your method here in Russia?
Can you repeat the first question? I'm sorry.
Do the Philippine water quality standard and international quality water standards differ, or they are the same? And if they are different, what is the difference?
As we have researched and as we presented a while ago, POPs have the exposure to POPs and the damage it causes and its effects are affecting not only specified in one place, but it varies in different locations in different kinds of animals and humans. So with that being said, even though I'm not particularly sure if the water standards in the Philippines and the Russia are the same, but I do think that the problem that we are solving with our product is solving the same problem in different places of the world, and that is the pollution that is being caused by the POPs. And I do think that POPs are also affecting the water qualities in Russia because it's used in various industrial chemicals and processes. With that being said, I think that it is very possible to use MAP in the not only in the Philippines but in other parts of the world as well. As of right now, we are just focusing the implementation and the use of MAP in our country. But I do think that with further research, with further testings, we can implement a MAP. We can use MAP in other places as well.
Thank you very much. I will just translate the answer. Да, несмотря на то, что есть различия в стандартах воды в Филиппинах, мировых и российских, это проблема, которая была показана в плане того, что водный кризис ожидается в ближайшие десятилетия, в плане того, что будет увеличиваться потребность в воде и уменьшение количества чистой воды в мире, так как это будет не только в какой-то отдельной стране, а в целом в мире, то те принципы, которые мы здесь разрабатываем, мы предполагаем, что на основании теоретических заключений могут быть применены и во всем мире, и в России в частности.
Есть ли какое-то конструктивное устройство для применения вашего материала, вашей разработки, и где оно устанавливаться должно?
So the question is that we understood the principle, but the question is it device that you use, and if it is device, where is it installed?
Our product is not a device or an equipment. Our expected product should look like a powder. It is in powder form.
So you just add it at some point, right? In the water pipes and I don't know, the facility that treats water, right?
Yes, that's true.
Это не какое-то устройство, это по факту, да, это порошок, который добавляется на определенных, ну, если без подробностей, на определенных этапах очистки воды для того, чтобы он адсорбировал себя на подобие губки негативные элементы в воде. And so the question is, if this adsorbent, or let's say this sponge or this powder, if it absorbs yes, the negative materials in the water, then how do you get rid? How you get rid of the dirty powder that was absorbing the negative particles in the water?
So when you put the photocatalyst, which is in this case the map, in the water, and it interacts with the light energy coming from the sun, and it creates a chemical reaction, which is photocatalysis or photocatalytic degradation, which helps destroys or degrade the pollutants in the water, in the wastewater.
So it basically collects the negative parts, and then due to, you said, photocatalysis, right?
I'm sorry?
And then
can you repeat that, please?
And then due to photocatalysis, it melts completely, and well, sort of it cures the dirt in the water, right? Like it makes it not that bad for being in the water, right?
It does not absorb the pollutants, but it more on it destroys the organics into the atmosphere, creating non-harmful chemicals.
Okay, so it makes the bad parts good parts, or at least tolerable parts. I mean, like in really easy fashion that I said it, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. В общем, это получается не то, что даже сорбент, это, в общем, если просто объяснять, как я понял, это вещество, которое взаимодействует с, ну, условно говоря, вредными веществами, делает их невредными, потом опускается в воду, и, соответственно, это уже не наносит вред организму. Вот так. Там было слово какой-то катализис, так как я не химик, я немного не понял, что это такое. И потом это становится невредными веществами и отправляется в воду. То, как я понял на основании химических терминов, которые были объяснены. Есть какие-то вопросы еще? Do you have other questions? Okay, then thank you very much for the interesting presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and the next contestant is Daniil Reska, please. Yes, you have 7 minutes, and then the questions from the jury members. Previous contestant, can you please switch off the demonstration of the screen? Thank you very much.
Greetings, my name is Daniil Reska. I'm head of small team, Man of Honest Fight Games. We together with Grigoriev Gleb working on Project Boundless, about which I won't gladly tell you. So what is it? Let's not waste time. You can look at the latest stable build launched on my phone, Android smartphone. Project Boundless is a 2D single-player Metroidvania game. We are developing it on Unity, and we are going to release it on mobile platforms and PC, with priority on mobile. The features of the genre are big connected world, available for exploration, and improving abilities of the character controlled by the player. So you open new places, defeat enemies, and upgrade your character. The story of the game will be about an ordinary office worker. One day he falls asleep in his bed and wake up in another world. This is how his journey begins. Now he has a long way to go to return home. So the key feature of our game will be a variety of game worlds. Game starts on a tropical island, and we can only imagine what will happen next. What inspired us to do this project? That's the problem. Problem that the most quality game developers of this genre of games just ignore mobile platforms. We found it unreasonable. Our calculation shows that high quality games remains popular for a very long time and can bring significant profits for years. Also, games like this become more popular, more easy with less competition. We also have research figures on our side. Video game market is booming, and thanks to Unity, we can develop the game for several platforms at once. By releasing the game on PC and mobile phones, we will be able to cover 70% of the potential market, which is millions of users. Sales of competitors confirm our words. This audience size will allow us to get the desired result. When we planning our game, we didn't just come up with a copy. We aim to do the best we could. This is expressed not only in the quality of the game itself, but also in its accessibility. We strive to enter the market as soon as possible. This will allow us to bring people in order to develop the product we efficiently are possible in the future. What we cannot do is plan to buy. This is a large part of the budget. So we can do most of the work without attracting investment. The project budget before the profit stage excludes labor cost. All members work for the future result. In the worst case scenario, we need to attract just 40,000 people to return the planet cost, and it's not just much. For us, there are many ways to make it profit. It's possible to commercialize our game for many years. The main ways to us to get investment at an early stage is interaction with private investors and social grants. If our product becomes successful, then also work with a publishing company. One local businessman in Tumen was already become interested in the services of our small team. Profiting from third-party activities like that will also help us to make this product. To popularize the game, we are going to maintain social networks, build recognized name and characters, work with media and bloggers. We want to make a product that people will be interested in itself, but we will also make every effort to distribute it. Now we have a small team, but we have an ambition to grow. Together with Gleb, we put teamwork on the rails, so we are going to expand our team. Already now, new potential member can confidently boost their personal skills and contribute to the project. We have all the reference information for developers to support structural work. For our team, this is not only the development of this game, but also the formation of strong teams that is capable of developing games in general. Thank you so much for your attention. Play games, have fun.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and we are waiting for questions from the jury members.
Даниил, есть ли у вашей команды мечта сделать стартап единорога в рамках графикации, создания игр?
Do you have the dream in your team to achieve the status of the unicorn project in the area of the gaming?
I don't know what this unicorn project type is.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, thank you. And the next participant is Hasanului Amanjan. Oh, there is a question?
Good day everyone. Our team member, leader, and I said, Amazon, and member, with colleagues. Okay, according to Peter F. Rakan, he said,
can you please switch off the sound for a second? Because we hear you. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Good day. Good day, everyone. Team leader Anasel Azaman and member of Collins. Today, according to Peter F. Rack, he said for a new technology to replace the whole, it means that we have at least 10 times the benefit. Today, we present to you the author. First, we have the traffic confusion. Every driver, according to the stats, is paying and of his life on the road, and a significant part of his failure on traffic jams. There may be confusion among drivers in traffic jam. The consequence of which a long confrontation. Here a confusion solution. To prevent confusion, we offer you our auto guardian that displays the driver intention on his display mounted on the rear window of the car. The panel also helps disabled driver to one driver behind. Also, this might help if the rail turn signal bulb are burned out. Principle of operation. The panel is controlled by an Arduino Nano microcontroller. The controller highlights the desired text or image by induced labels. The panel outputs the signals on signal levels. Construction. The panel of the car guardian is made up of a panel on which is 128 leads allocated in this 16⁻⁸ format.
Electronic components, the after gadget consists of three main elements. This is a microcontroller and an LED panel and a Bluetooth module for image control for smartphone. Connection. The addressable LED also has 2 pins for power and for receiving a signal. LED lights up only when sending a microcontroller signal. The microcontroller processes signals from the turn signal level or car buttons and sends it to the LED panel. Here is our microcontroller and here is our display. We will connect wires as in scheme, and here is the Bluetooth model for connection with our smartphone. Here is the analogous. Compared to analogous, our project is cheaper and more accessible. In addition, our device is intuitive for beginners, easy to learn. In the future, we plan to smartphone control, and it will make our project more functional. The product also comes with the installation products. Here is in the sheet. We can see our project and the analog. Here is our price, functions, and ease difficulty. Here is our expenses cost, project's expenses cost. The cost of projects expenses doesn't exceed 50% scholarship of ordinary university student. We can also add the necessary functions or completely remove unnecessary ones at the request of the client. And the installation is free. Here is the parts name, Arduino Nano is, and his prices, LED, and the Bluetooth module. Here is our prototypes demonstration. Here, when we press the button, the display will output words. Here is our client's car, and it's our gadget. Thank you for your attention, and we want.
Thank you very much. Can you please show us the first page of your presentation? The first page.
Can I show our?
Okay, yes, thank you very much. Yes, please keep it like that. Dear jury members, do you have any questions? Yes, please.
Excuse me.
Is it legal in your country?
Yes. Can I show our prototype?
You want to show the video of how it works, right? Because we saw that already. Yes, thank you.
Here's our prototype.
Yes.
Can you see me?
The thing is that what you showed is banned in most of the countries, so it's not allowed to install such LED panels on the cars. Is it? So it's legal in your country, in
Yes,
Kazakhstan, right?
Yes. Here is our prototype, and
Okay, thank you. That's very interesting.
Скажите, на чем основано ваше инженерное решение?
What is the basics of your engineering decision here?
Нам рассказать конструкцию или части этой?
На чем основано инженерное решение?
Принципы
Технические решения это устройство, это микроконтроллер Arduino Nano и светодиодные, адресные светодиодные ленты и Bluetooth модуль. Но сейчас на данный момент у нас не подключен Bluetooth модуль, но в будущем мы планируем установить это, чтобы дистанционно контролировать с смартфона.
Ну, это прототип на Arduino получается, да?
Да.
А дальше у вас есть планы сделать профессиональное решение?
Да. Мы через сайт GLT PCB там сделать нормальный конкурентоспособный и нормальный вид изображения, чтобы изображение лучше показал или с дальней дистанции.
Okay, thank you very much. The answer was that it works on Arduino Nano software, and that in the future the team will make it more professional and will perfect its interior and work. Do you have any other questions? Есть еще вопросы, уважаемые члены жюри? Okay, we don't have any questions. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you. Our second, наш второй проект. Можно показать?
You have a second project, right?
Yes.
So please leave it, and if you have time in the end, we will let you show that, because we have now the list of the speakers who we want to give the time to. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next presenter is. Okay, the next presenter is Roman Tostashev from Azerbaijan, and the project is chat messaging app.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So, Azar, please, can you share the screen, if it's possible?
Yes. Okay. No, I'll share screen.
So let's start. So hello everyone, my name is Roman Tostashev. Me and my colleagues Adzer Salizadeh going to present you chat messaging service. Let's get started. So firstly, I want to say that there are a lot of messaging apps, but we think that they're not convenient, they're not compatible with iGeeks and IT enthusiasts. Why? Because they're restricted in their abilities. That's why we decided to create our own messenger. And our key feature is that we introduce communication not only with humans but also with computers, QR messages, Vim like editing support. If you know Vim, you know what is it, and plugins. So and improve security. So let's talk about our first feature. First of all, imagine that you are lying on the beach and want to know what's the temperature at your home. Is light is turned off, or send a screen from the CCTV. You can do it easily just by using our application and sending a command to your smart home. Or let's imagine another case. You are an administrator and have a lot of computers, and you have to manage these computers. How we can do this? Of course, using our messenger by setting commands like a reboot, shutdown, or get statistics. And if you have a friend in need, of course, you can also use our messenger just without any tool like a TeamViewer or AnyDesk. So next slide, please. Also, we want to transfer the functionality and user experience of voice assistant into our messaging app. Why? Because we think that in some cases it's more better to use text messaging rather than voice acting. Yes, and usage integration of our lightweight client or API will be more easier. Let's say. So where is the screen, please? Also, another feature is the QR messaging. Normally, you know that when you send a message, another side can see it. But we also introduced a QR messaging. What's it? When you have some text, you can get QR code for it and share this QR code with ones. And only these people can read this message. So it can be anonymous, so we can just remove this also part. Or receivers can be selected by sender. So this message can read from this QR code only several people. How we can use it, of course, in digital signature. So if you have some documents to be signed, you can use our application. How? Just open our application, take a photo, and specify a range of people to which you want to share these documents, and get QR code and share this QR code with them. So they will be sure that this document was written by you. And also we have some idea of interacting with plugins. If you know modern code editors or IDEs like Vim or Visual Studio Code, you know that there are plugins. Also, they're available in your browser, Chrome. Of course, there is no messaging application with plugins, and we want to have this feature too. How we can use plugins? Of course, it's for enthusiasts. It will have a good chance to have syntax highlighting in messages, Vim support. Maybe it can be different photo filters and video filters, RSS, and everything that you need. The main feature there is that our application is open source, and everybody can improve our messenger and write plugins for it. And this is our business model. I want to highlight that our key partners is IoT companies because they can like this feature with IoT devices and sending commands to them, and banks and state entities. Why? Because of digital signature. So, Azar, we cannot hear you.
Yes, thank you, Roman. First of all, before developing any product, there must be a clear understanding of what we are doing and in which sequence. So we wrote out a list of our product requirements, a use case diagram, and even made a Kanban board. Yes, it all look somehow boring and pointless, but in the process of creating such schedules and plans, a clear picture of product appears, which means we achieve goal faster. And do you know what else is important for quickly achieving the goal? Exactly the correctly chosen stack of technologies, which Roman will tell you about.
Yes, we're using Java plus Spring technology stack. Also, we use MySQL database, but doesn't matter. The main feature is that we use REST API, and our API is open. This next slide. So we have auto documentation written. Yes, our application is Log4j free. Remember it. So we have auto documentation, and everybody can write own front end for our messaging app and use our API. So yes, our API is public open. You can use this link.
So let's talk about front-end. Next.js is obviously one of the best frameworks for building web application. In addition to the outstanding performance out of the box, we try to process data as securely as possible. We use Material UI, which Google uses on its Android devices, so the interface is as intuitive as possible for the client. And yet, our site can be possible to be installed as an application on Android and iOS devices, such achieving a combination of practicality and speed. So we love our product, so we also try to make this development process easier for ourselves. Both frontend and backend are Dockerized, so you can run our product on your computer in a minute. Additionally, we use our DOS protection, thanks to the Cloudflare and our host DigitalOcean. And of course, you can make sure that your communication are safe by opening the source code for both encrypting and decrypting your messages. Let me remind you that the source code are completely open for everyone. So now we have ready models like login registration, real-time chatting. We have some basic comment spending, and now you can download our site as an application both for Android and iOS. But let me remind you that work is on progress. Here's some links to Swagger authentication, source code of backend and frontend.
And our site, xchat.page.
Yes. And thank you for watching.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Dear jury members, do you have any questions for these participants? Yes, please.
Роман Азер, очень интересная идея сама по себе. Убедите меня в 3 предложениях, что она может быть реализована.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Please tell me in 3 sentences how and why it can be put to life, it can be realized and implemented.
Okay, so first we can open our web page and see what we have done. So it's working. And the second one, xchat page. And second, we already wrote this client for computers, and it's written on Java, so it's cross-platform. It's compatible with everywhere Java is working. So yes, it's implementable. And we use system calls for executing some commands. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Other questions? Yes, please.
This system requires many adapters to the different equipment at home. Do you get drivers, or do you begin to do this?
Actually, we're planning to contact with IoT production companies such as Cisco, and if we have a chance, we can, how I can say, make this product together and implement our messenger inside, for example, the routers and so on, or even with Xiaomi. So before we have to talk with companies that produce these apparatus. Also, there are some companies that, of course, do it for free and publish their codes. That's why there is no need. Yes, we can just work on it.
Okay, thank you. Other jury members maybe have any questions? Maybe online jury members? Okay, yep.
Thank you.
I think it's more comfortable when I can view parameters of the equipment at my home, at my refrigerator, what the TV set. When I use a chat, I didn't do it. What is it? What you do about it?
When you use a chat, it doesn't matter that you use only text messages. There can be also some pictures and even video and GIFs. So you can a bit extend your imagination and imagine these things. So yes, it's possible to get, for example, statistics in picture format. So it's not a big problem, I think. Even if you use, let's say, some bots in popular messages such as Facebook Messenger or Telegram, you interact with this kind of process. So when you see picture, when you see pictograms, when you see some text processed messages and so on, text processed images and so on. So it's not a big problem actually.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. And thank you, it was very interesting. And now we give the floor to Azam Abdusamatov with the presentation called My Smart Mirror. Please, you have 7 minutes to present your case.
afternoon. My name is Vlad, and my colleague is Azam. Today, we would like to introduce our project in which we participate, Smart Mirror. Our team is Sergey Vidyanin, is the leader of our project and author of the idea. Azam Abdusamatov is software developer, and Vladislav Kargopolov, responsible for technical part.
So we will try to explain the idea of our smart mirror. The idea of our project to create an accessible mirror with an adaptive interface, which exceeds the other devices by his functionality. Let's look to the points. Accessibility, it's just a lower price than other device, 2 and 4 times lower price than their competitors. Universality, its ability to use in any place where it exceeds the internet connection. And third one is functionality. Just to have more functions than our competitor, for example, wireless connection to adjust the display of models, different mirror appearance, Telegram bot, which helping with the circle choice of clothes. Next one.
Functionality. The first, information model display from wizard to view game stats. Second, backlight then turns on when approaching a mirror. Third, adjusting the brightness of display depending on the amount of light in the room. Fourth, the ability to choose the shape of the mirror and its frame. Fifth, wireless connection method, which not only allows to connect to the mirror via wireless for its customization, but also allows the mirror to update the data on its display. In this way, it will be possible to connect our device to the smart home system. And the last, chatbot, which will help to choosing clothes to go outside.
Yeah, thank you. We're planning to add it to smart ecosystem, yes. Next, it's a slide showing the prototype. We have 2 generations, Mark 1 and Mark 2. To the August, we're planning to build to gather the 3rd generation, Mark 3. So on the slide showing the difference, the updates we can say of Mark 2. For example, he has a larger screen, a bigger display, new microcomputer, Raspberry Pi 4. He passed from IPS display to VA. We customized the frame, add the switch bottom, and add new models. Also, we have bring the Mark II. Don't forget that that is a prototype, but it's working well. You can come after the presentation and see it in details. Thank you.
The structure of our mirror. The heart of our system is Raspberry Pi 4, which in turn displays all the information. The USB module connects the mirror to the home Wi-Fi network. In the future, there will be 3 buttons: power, reboot, and screen change. Sensors are required for activation and for adjusting the display brightness when a person approaches.
Next slide show wireless connection, our method. But firstly, let's think. How many ways to connect the internet, the device, which don't have a button, sensor, cursor, any other functionality? How you could connect this device to the internet? Do you think? We considered a lot of, for example, connect with the Bluetooth, connect with the Wi-Fi controller, use the Ethernet cable, just simple Ethernet cable, and last one, for example, encrypting sounds, like it's released in Yandex Station. But we don't use none of them. Why? Because they're old and not so quickly and not stable. Who use the Yandex Station soundbar understand what I'm talking about. So our method is wireless connection to the network. There's a shown the step-by-step connection. You can connect our mirror to the internet with any smartphone. We just add the extra model ESP.
You can see the list of models of the slide on the slide. Some of them have already been implemented, white color. The rest are still in development plans, red color. Orange colored models will be released soon. This slide shows a working site with an adaptive interface that implements private cabinet and models. If you browse to mysmartmirror.online, you can view in detail.
Yes, we have many models, how you can see, and also we have there are small blanks for the user personal account, where the user can configure a set of model. So you can combine your set it in any mirror, for example, in any room. for each family member, for example. Economic. On this slide shown the constant expense to 1 unit product of smart mirror. There is also shown our income profit.
Competitors. On the next slide show the price of our competitors which produce smart mirror in different diagonals. And overall, you can see that our product more than 2 times lower than others. Thank you for attention. For any interesting questions, our context. We are ready for questions.
Thank you very much for your presentation. And if any of our jury members would like to ask any questions, the presenters.
Очень здорово продемонстрировали MVP, реальный образец. Очень хорошо, что есть программное решение. А как вы собираетесь мир покорять? Вот в вашей бизнес-модели, в финансовых расчетах особенно как бы нет таких амбиций.
Thank you very much for your good job and that you showed your MVP. And the question is, how are you going to conquer the world? Because in your business model, there is no such strategy as I see that.
We have strategy, just we don't have to the presentation it. We planning to gather a focus group, build some at least 15 prototypes and work hard on it.
Есть ли какие-то договоренности с тем, кто будет производить, кто будет делать промышленный образец вначале? Намерения какие-то есть, может быть, недоговоренности?
And do you have any thoughts on who would produce it, or who's going to be producer on it, the first item of it, for example? Do you have any? Did you have any negotiations on it?
Это я на русском скажу, пожалуйста, можно? У нас есть договоренность с производителем багетных изделий. То есть можно заказать разные рамки разных видов. Само зеркало мы пока что собираем сами. Это все-таки проект. Но в будущем планируется запустить это в массовое серийное производство.
So we have held some negotiations, and we have a producer of frames that produces the frame for us. And talking about the mirror, of course, we do that ourselves because that's for now only a project. But you have plans for the future. Okay, any other questions? Maybe online questions, maybe questions in the chat?
Можно вопрос? По-моему, если я не ошибаюсь, этот проект был представлен в прошлом году. Хотелось бы узнать, что было усовершенствовано именно с прошлого года, за этот год.
So the question was that this project was presented the last year, and we would like to see what was perfected during this year that passed.
Firstly, we add a wireless connection. Secondly, we add a set of models. You can collect many sets. And thirdly, we planning to build the third generation, and we are on the final stage.
Могу перевести на русский, если есть необходимость.
Да, пожалуйста.
Да, первое, что сделали, это беспроводное соединение. Второе, это новый набор модулей. И третье, это третье поколение данного устройства, которое на данный момент находится в разработке.
Спасибо.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, no questions. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. And our next presenter is Wang Xiaoyu. Please, the floor is yours. You have 7 minutes to present your case.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and proud to have the opportunity to speak at this meeting. Today, I would like to present my project, Digital Twins for 3D Mapping and Visual Data Processing System. The system can present data in a 3D way and can integrate crowdsourced data in a 3D base to meet the needs of urban digital twin construction and improve the city's governance capabilities in many aspects. In recent years, the construction of digital twins has entered a period of rapid development, which is the strategic development direction of many countries. However, the problem of real-time data acquisition has hindered its development for a long time. We have reason to believe that 3D data processing technology is an important support for the industry. The future market has broad prospects. This project has many advantages, such as independent intellectual property rights, practical innovation. It has been applied in many industries. The system can quickly build models. It adopts a number of technologies to achieve lightweight and fast release, reduce user costs, and ensure user satisfaction in many aspects. As shown in the figurine, the product consists of 3 modules, and the data acquisition module is responsible for acquiring 3D data using a variety of serving and mapping-related technologies, and can provide real-time or near real-time data acquisition functions. The data management and analyze module is responsible for data processing, maintenance, and storage. The data visualization aspect is responsible for the 3D presentation of the massive data stored in the system through visualization rendering technology. The product can provide basic, professional, and flagship versions according to user needs. The system can be applied to traffic, emergency, public security, and 3D data processing of enterprise and institutions in the construction of smart cities, and support the intelligent upgrade of management. At present, it has collaborated with many enterprise and institutions, such as the National Basic Geography Information Center and the Land Satellite Remote Sensing Application Center. For customers who purchase this system, we will dispatch professionals to provide on-site training, provide comprehensive network support and telephone services, and fully guarantee the user experience. By analyzing industry reports and covering in many aspects, this system has the advantages of simple operation, low cost, strong innovation, high efficiency, and quickness in 3D data processing. The data is acquired through aerospace and other technologies. The acquired massive data will be mixed with a large amount of redundant data. The system will intelligently filter the data before storing it in the database to ensure the quality of the customer's data. Finally, a variety of algorithms and data organization and scheduling technology to achieve the final effect customers want. This system combines mature technologies in serving and mapping, remote sensing, computer, and other fields to provide solid technical support for system construction. Combined with multiple data sources, high-value data sets are obtained through systematic processing, which provide support for fusion of semantic information and modeling. In terms of data visualization, we have a set of visualization rendering technology with completely independent intellectual property rights. After years of technical presentation in the laboratory where the team is located, a number of great technologies have been applied in the system. The system uses data mining technology to intelligently filter and index data, combined with model simplification algorithm and a variety of rendering technologies. The system can enhance data availability, short semantic update time, improve retrieval efficiency, and solve the problem of low efficiency and high-cost traditional manual modeling, lack of semantic information, through rendering of 3D sense, and many other problems. The team relies on the key line of urban spatial information of the Ministry of Natural Resources of China, and a number of self-authored invention patents. The existing members of the team are mainly graduate students with talents in design, development, management, and marketing. This will serve as a solid foundation for system development. We also conducted financial analysis, formulate financial quotations based on national standards, and provided estimate of revenue for the next 5 years, as well as the financing needs in the initial stage. The equity allocation was analyzed to ensure the orderly progress of the project. We also have a detailed plan for the development of the project in the next 5 years. We will continue to make breakthroughs in real-world 3D China construction and large-scale transit-oriented development technology, and continue to develop and innovate. Finally, this project can directly or indirectly drive employment in various fields and can provide a variety of job demands for the market. This is the end of my speech. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation, dear jury members. Уважаемые члены жюри, do you have any questions? Есть какие-то вопросы? What is the precision of this 3D modeling comparing to the real city, and how do you secure this precision?
Thank you for your question. I'm here to answer this question. Firstly, we use UAV and urban multi-sensor to obtain multi-source data, store the data to the background data management platform, and intelligently filter the data and update the semantic information in real time. Based on the model simplification algorithm and data index, enhance the user interaction effect and display the data on the 3D vision platform. This product is mainly used in municipal departments, transparent departments, and fair departments. For example, after a designer occurs in a certain place, we can use UAV to build a three-dimensional sense of the designer and then integrate a variety of sensors and other data to provide support for designer relief. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Хотел бы такой, что они используют мультисенсоры, которые расставлены по городу, и большие объемы big data для того, чтобы использовать в их моделировании города. Помимо этого, они в реальном времени обновляют структуру города, соответственно, и данные используются для различных департаментов городских, например, как пожарный департамент, который смотрят, где находятся пожары, чтобы их тушить. And I would like to ask again, what is the precision of, is it high, is it low, is it average, and what is the number of it? Can you give it to us, please?
Excuse me, sir, I didn't catch your question.
What is the precision of your system? Is it precise? Is the precision high? The precision of modeling of the city?
We use relevant agreements and standards of international survey and mapping science and technology to ensure the accuracy of data processing. That's all.
Yeah, but do you have a number? For example, is it 90% precise? Is it 60% precise? Something like that. Do you have the information on it? For example, do you see the sidewalks or lawns or some trees? Yes. Do you have? Can you see such details, or you only see the streets, the buildings, and that's it?
Thank you for your question. I'm here to answer this question. At the national level, the Ministry of Land and Resources will soon promote the construction of this three-dimensional reality channel, and all provinces and cities have this demand. The scale of the market is very large, and the market demand is also more than 100 billion. That's all. Thank you.
And the result of the system is a good 3D model. But for decision needs more information, not a 3D model. It needs to concrete situation events from system. What kind of events do your system?
Would you repeat this question?
So you have 3 models of the city or of your country, and how do you register the events that happen? Because you cannot look at the whole model. You have to see some events, because that's the aim, I think, of the model. How do you register these events? Okay, we thank you very much for your presentation.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Our next presenter is Victoria Velezhanina with the topic of crowdfunding platform for the projects. Please, the floor is yours. You have 7 minutes to present your case.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victoria, and today I, with my team, will show you our project, a crowdfunding platform for the project. Nowadays, in our country, there are some programs that are direct to the. Sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous. Well, our country have some programs to support business, and also these programs can help to improve some project activity in the universities. Despite this, this sphere got some problems, a lack of specialists and lack of funding to implement the MVP.
There are special events to involve the first investment on pre-seed stage and send up tips. The business incubators, minuses of business incubators is not, they are not available in all cities and universities. Even if these incubators are held in the city, there is a little chance that the founder will be able to find a specialist who will be needed for the project, as well as the pre-seed run without MVP. Our solution is a platform combining two important models, is crowdfunding and crowdsourcing, where founders and enthusiasts will be create and test our MVP.
Crowdfunding are mainly classified into the following types. The first one is reward-based crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, donation, and etc. Reward-based crowdfunding is the most popular and widely used, and it takes up about 74% in total sales in 2019. China is the largest section in the crowdfunding in the world, and China's market took up about 37% in the world, while European market is about 18%, and the USA market is about 33%.
We have researched the market and came to conclusion that the share of crowdfunding in Russia is very small at the world level and just at the beginning to turn. So at the moment, the most advantageous solution is start to implementing crowdfunding in the field of projects.
Now on the screen, you can see some most popular crowdfunding platforms in the whole world. And after careful research all of these platforms, we find out that these platforms doesn't have opportunity for the participation for participants to join some teams to help them to improve some MVPs and project at all. This means that the teams must be already formed locally, and externally no one can join them.
Our main advantage from the previous platforms is a crowdsource model, which allows to find specialists of variety fields. There could be specialists and students of various Russian and foreign universities. This allows to consolidate students of medical and technical universities to team up. Project activities in universities are highly localized within the university itself.
We have built the functionality of our platform, and it's based on the existing platforms. Crowdfunding is responsible for selecting the project for funding, for finding investors, projects for investment, and forming and coordinating for project funding. Crowdsourcing is responsible for gaining some funds to improve the MVPs and projects. At this point of time, we already create layouts for the future platform. Also, we are engaged in front-end and back-end development to launch the first version of MVP in September 2022. And now we would like to test it on students in our future. Next, we will improve the functionality by connecting crowdfunding module, and then the students could get some funds to make their MVPs and projects.
This screen shows you our monetization model. We use a freemium model. It means our platform is being free for everyone. But the founder needs additional platform options to promote his project on the platform. We will provide a package of services. In return for the uses of additional services, we will change a percentage of the founder fund's earnings. At the moment, our team is looking for 500,000 rubles to start the full development. We need this amount of initial investments to host the data on cloud platforms, pay the project participants, and configure the advertising so that as many people as possible will know about this platform. We work in a 3-person team using modern technologies. I'm a main developer. Victoria is a designer. Tatiana is a business analytics.
If you're interested in exploring some opportunities in our technology, feel free to contact us.
In conclusion, we want to say, get the funds for realization already now. Join Golden Train. Thanks for your attention.
Now we will be very glad to answer your questions.
For the presentation, dear jury members, do you have any questions? What for do we need the investments that you have been talking about? Can you concretize the aim of these investments?
We need investments for starting development, make our MVP to the end, and start advertising company in universities and in the web.
Okay, please.
I'm sorry. Да, затраты. Вот, также это необходимо для, скажем, заработной платы команде, потому что на одной идее держаться слишком долго сложно. Вот, и также уже после того, как система будет испытана на студентах, то есть после того, как студенты смогут ей воспользоваться, мы уже хотим запустить таргетированную рекламу, чтобы больше студентов из других вузов об этой платформе узнало.
So also we need the money to run the target advertisement, to advertise the project, in general, to advertise the project, and to get some salary for the team, because it's better to work not only for the idea but for the salary too. Any other questions? Maybe online questions? No.
Система, на самом деле, вот краудфандинга, она предполагает снижение рисков для инвесторов, прежде всего. Да? Соответственно, получается, вот эта платформа, она должна соединять людей, которые не очень разбираются в инновациях, да, с людьми, которые не очень хотят рисковать. Но такие платформы, как бы много их видел, они требуют, собственно говоря, менторов. То есть вот вопрос просто встретить, так скажем, студента деньгами, то есть можно забыть про деньги через какое-то время в большинстве случаев. Вопрос, у вас вот не хватает, что вы думаете по поводу того, что у вас нету как бы такого клиента, как ментор, либо человек, который бы, собственно говоря, подхватывал и вел команду?
So the question was, I think your platform is lacking mentors who would lead the teams in order to consult the possible investors. And what do you think about it?
Я снова отвечу на русском. Мы предполагали, что вообще над каждой командой должен быть закреплен определенный ментор, который будет следить за выполнением проекта. Можете перевести?
So initially we thought that each team would have a mentor that would lead the team.
Но также мы предполагаем, что система будет удерживать сумму средств на платформе, потому что, опять же, есть риск с тем, что эти средства уйдут и пропадут, скажем, больше про них никто ничего не узнает. Поэтому пока условия все не будут соблюдены, мы после уже окончательно пропишем условия пользования платформой, а пока условия не будут соблюдены участниками, эта сумма не будет им выплачена. То есть должны будут приведены подтверждающие документы, что над платформой ведутся работы, над платформой, простите, над проектом, и уже только после подтверждения средства будут переведены непосредственно команде.
So the part of the money would be detained on the platform in order to secure, to make the payment secure and to make sure that all the money are transferred to the final point only after all the documents for the project, all the evidence that the project is running and is not fake are provided.
I am adding answer of Victoria. All projects before start crowdfunding company will be run pre-moderation process. We will estimate risk of every project, and we will decide to start crowdfunding for every project.
Okay, thank you. We have a question from Tatiana in the chat, and the question is, you can see the Russian version, and if you translate it, and the question would be, did you think how in your project the copyright will be defended?
On this platform, there are some moderators and administrators that will check each project for their unique, I guess.
Uniqueness, yes.
Uniqueness, and some mirror projects won't be
yes, allowed or put
to
the
this
site,
platform.
Yes. Okay, do you have any other questions or comments? Maybe online audience again, or the offline jury here? No? Okay, then thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation. And the next presenter is Artak Petrosyan with the project called Speleo Tourism Development by VR Glasses. Artak, please, the floor is yours. You have 7 minutes to present your case.
Good afternoon, dear jury members and participants. We're glad to present our startup program. We are a team from the National University of Architecture and Construction of Armenia. In recent years, in our countries and in the whole world, there's a huge problem in the sphere of tourism, connected mainly with the pandemic situation, political problems, and so on. Our project regarded to tourism niche market, Speleo tourism, the main idea of which to explore and research all caves around the world. We offer virtual tours by VR glasses, which is an excellent alternative for receiving the same emotions and to meet the same demand. We decided to present our project by canvas model. So we suggest everyone who is interested in this kind of tourism to get around the problem, create this environment wherever you like, having VR glasses. As a starting example, we plan to virtualize Aranis rock in Armenia, and we have already done some work that you can try. The project is designed for people who are interested in new discoveries and feelings, as well as research groups and students. We offer an attractive service for those who are interested in Speleo tourism, giving them the opportunity to discover hard-to-rock places. Today, almost 70% of the country's population has access to smartphones running iOS, Android, and other operating systems. We plan to carry out our activities through the application created in those operating systems. We plan to inform and attract potential visitors through social networks and online platforms. Our key partners are tour operators, VR glass manufacturers, cultural centers, governments, national producers, TripAdvisors, other companies contributing to the development of the sector. First of all, we're going to have consultation with specialists in the field. After that, to study and make video shoots in the caves, and finally to make the application to develop materials. For the project's implementation, the main resources are, of course, application, framing, human resources, and transportation. The problem has already aroused the interest of the same companies. Many of them are ready to support us with a certain amount of money, providing their funds and services at great discounts to buy needed resources. According to that, we have the presented structure of expenses, and total startup cost makes approximately $8,000 in our country. As for investment, it is planned to return it in a short time. Further development trend will allow to reduce unit production costs. All this will be provided to customers through a partly free system. They will have the opportunity to get counted with a certain part for free, and the main part will be provided for a fee of $5 for each new environment. According to it, the application is intended to advertise the brands of partner companies, which will become a source of additional income. Now, let me show the ready product example. As I have mentioned, Escape. If you have wear glasses, you can enjoy the tool. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Dear jury members, do you have any questions for this presenter? Where are you planning to receive and take and find content for your project?
We're going to можно
Где вы планируете брать контент для вашего проекта?
в основном в соцсетях.
Mainly in social networks.
Извините, я неправильно поняла вопрос. Мы сами будем делать видеоролики. Это особенные видеоролики. Это не простые видеоролики, и это все делается с помощью специальных оборудований, чтобы там была возможность и информации к климатическим, к размерам пещер, чтобы вот все это возможно было уточнить, и все это возможно было бы предоставить всем.
Yes, so the question was that they are planning to create content themselves. They are planning to do that using special equipment because, for example, the caves that they have shown are unique and only them can recreate them in 3D visualization.
В мире много кинотеатров 3D, 7D, то есть много как бы персональных устройств, вот этих как бы VR-очков и так далее. Как вы планируете этой инфраструктурой пользоваться?
У нас будет приложение, с помощью приложения мы будем предоставить. Это не то, что это не похоже. Это как бы сущность одно и то же, что и в кино, в других сферах, где используется, но здесь мы передаем точные данные из пещер. Точные данные, точные эмоции будут сопоставимы с реальностью.
Смотрите, то есть устройство проигрывания, то есть просмотра, то есть оно, ему не важно точные и неточные данные. То есть вы в любом случае будете конкурировать там с виртуальными пещерами, но инфраструктура-то существует, в каждом торговом центре есть там 7D кинотеатр. Как вы планируете вы с ними работать, либо нет?
Нет, для нас будет это, мы будем работать в основном с турагентствами и с туристами, людям, которым не то, что интересно, то вот этот не только интересен виртуальный мир, но и вот туризм в сфере туризма в основном.
The question was how do you compete or work with the 7D cinemas which are virtually in every city, and the answer was that no, they are not planning to cooperate with them. They are planning to cooperate with touristic companies. Yes. Any other questions? Еще какие-то вопросы есть ли у нас? Может быть в чате? Okay, no questions? No questions. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. And the next presenter is Nikita Galaktionov from Kyrgyzstan with a project called Self-Education KG. Nikita, are you here? The floor is yours. You have 7 minutes to present your case. Please, We are listening to you. Okay, while we are waiting for Nikita, I would like to ask if UTMS Kaysar Amankosali from Kazakhstan with the project called Green Class here. If yes, then we would like to give him the floor. Есть ли здесь участник по имени Утемис Кайсар Аманкосалы из Казахстана с проектом Green Class? Никита Галактионов, вы здесь? Мы ждем вас, чтобы послушать презентации на тему Self-Education KG. Вы в Zoom находитесь? Можете, если у вас проблемы со связью, можете написать в чат. Мы постараемся вас подключить. Нету? Не дождался. Okay. Then these are all the works that we had time to listen to today. Thank you very much for all the works, for all the authors of the work. And now we need to conclude our day and decide the winners. So I offer for the jury to create the room, and we will take a decision. And in some time, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, we'll gather here and tell you the decision. The break is 12 minutes, and we will see you here in 12 minutes. Thank you, and see you later. Don't go anywhere, please.
Да, мы включили. Включи, пожалуйста, нас в комнату вместе с журналистом.